Welcome back, everybody. My name is Abby. Today's practice is going to be a flow practice with an emphasis on balance. For our practice today, I would love for you to have 2 blocks and a strap and a blanket. And then once you've gathered your props, we're going to start in child's pose. So as you come down to child's pose, you can always take a blanket under your knees if you want a little more padding. And then stretch the arms out in front of you. Let your head rest on something. And if it's not comfortable to rest the head directly on the ground, you can stack your hands underneath your head or even take a block underneath your forehead. So any variation of child's pose that feels good. And just let yourself settle in for a few breaths. It might even feel good to gently rock your head a little side to side. Sometimes that helps me to relax my face, my forehead, my eyebrows. And then start to just encourage your breath to move a little slower and a little bit more deliberately. And if any movements here feel really natural or intuitive, feel free to take them. You can stretch the arms maybe a little longer or walk the hands over to one side and then the other. Maybe thread the needle. Anything that helps you to settle into your body and into your breath. Take about 3 to 5 more patient breaths. And then whenever you're ready, you can come up to tabletop, keeping the blanket under your knees if you'd like that extra padding. And as you come to tabletop, you can take any sort of movement with the spine that feels good. You can move through some cats and cows, or you could take your hips around in circles, especially if you have a fused spine or a stiffer spine. Hip circles might feel like a gentler place to start. Continuing to notice how your breath is moving and how your breath and movement connect. And then from here, we're going to extend just the right leg back, keeping the toes on the ground to start. So it's almost like you're stepping into a plank pose, but the left knee is still on the ground. And then you can come up to your left fingertips here, lightening the load in the left hand, but still pressing actively through the right hand. You can stay right here or lift your left hand, bringing the thumb in line with the sternum in a half prayer pose. Maybe that's where you stay, or maybe you lift your right foot off the ground. Especially if you're lifting your right foot, you're going to probably feel some strength in your glutes, as well as a whole lot of strength in your belly and your side waists. Take another breath wherever you are. And then bring your hand and knee back down to the ground. And we'll go right into the other side. Left leg lengthens, keeping the toes on the ground to start. Keep your belly strong. Come up onto your right fingertips. And then you could just stay here, feeling still the strength of your belly and your core stabilizing you. Or lift your right hand, bring the thumb alongside or in line with the sternum. And then possibly lift your left foot off the ground as well, feeling your belly muscles kick in perhaps a little more. Glutes are working to lift the weight of the leg. And then bring the hand and the knee back down. Once more to each side. Right leg lengthens. Come up to left fingertips. Keep pushing into the right hand. Stay there if you'd like, or lift the hand and lift the foot. Take a full round of breath, still breathing deliberately and slowly. And then bring hand and knee back down to the ground. Once more to the other side. Left leg lengthens. Come to the right fingertips, push into the left hand. And then perhaps the right hand lifts, perhaps the left foot lifts as well. And then from there, both hands and feet and knees come back to the ground. We'll take a big circle with the hips to the right. And a big circle to the left. And then from here, we'll come into a down dog. And you may want to move your blanket out of the way for our next little bit. And take a moment in your down dog. You can wiggle your hips a little bit right to left or pedal the feet. Take a couple deep breaths. And then come forward into a plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly from here. And then untuck your toes. Lift your heart, low cobra pose. And then stretch back either to child's pose or to down dog. Take 3 breaths. And then from here, we'll come forward to plank pose again. Feeling the strength of your belly and your sides. Hands press the floor away. And then from there, lower all the way down to your belly. Untucking the toes again. And then lifting your heart, low cobra, a little bit of back bend. Lots of strength in your back. Next exhale, release your forehead, tuck your toes, press back again. Child's pose or down dog, a couple breaths wherever you land. And then from here, you can tiptoe your feet all the way up to the top of the mat, forward fold. And from here, halfway lift, hands can come to shins or to blocks as you reach your heart forward. With your exhale, fold back down, Uttanasana, forward fold. And then inhaling, rising all the way up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, arms reach up. And then exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, step back to down dog. And then we'll pull forward again into plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes, inhale, cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog. From here, we'll inhale, stretch the right leg up. Roll the hip open and bend the knee. And then inhale, lengthen the leg back out. So you exhale, draw knee towards chest, shoulders forward. Inhale, stretch the right leg up and back. Exhale again, knee to chest. Inhale once more, reach your leg back. Exhale again, knee to chest. This time, step your foot down, rise up to a high lunge. Take a moment to settle in high lunge, feeling your feet strong on the mat, maybe a little bend in the back knee, lifting your belly, heart, and eyes. Take another inhale here. With your exhale, shift forward, sweep your arms back, lift your left knee up towards your chest. And the next inhale, sweep your left leg back, landing in a high lunge. And then again, exhaling, shifting forward, arms sweep down, left knee rises. Inhale, step lightly back. Exhale again, knee to chest, arms sweep down. This time pausing here, and then crossing lifted ankle over the standing thigh, reach the hips back and down. Take a round of breath here. And then rising all the way up, knee towards chest. Then we'll take the left hand to left ankle, inner thighs draw towards each other. As you take the right hand to the heart, lift the heart and the eyes up, stretching into the left quads and balancing on the right foot. And then release the foot. Shake out both legs, maybe shake out both arms. From here, we'll inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Exhale again, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, step back, down dog. Inhale, pull forward into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And from your down dog, inhale, left leg rises up. As you exhale, roll your hip open, bend your knee. Inhale, lengthen the leg. And then exhale, knee to chest, shoulders forward. Inhale, reach your leg back. Exhale again, knee to chest. Inhale once more, reach your leg back. Exhale, last hand, knee to chest. Step your foot down, rise up, high lunge. Finding your balance on 2 feet first, a little softness in the back knee. Lift your belly, heart, and eyes up. And then take another inhale here. And then shifting forward, arm sweep down, right knee rises up. And then inhale, sweep your leg back, landing in a high lunge. Exhale again, sweep arms down as you lift the knee. Inhale, reach the leg back, high lunge as you lift the arms. And then last time, shifting forward, knee lift, arms sweep down. And then from here, cross right ankle over left thigh, hands come to the heart as you reach the hips back and down. And then coming back up, you can bring the right hand to the right ankle, draw inner thighs towards each other, left hand can find the heart as you lift the heart and the eyes. Tailbone kind of scoops under your body, stretching a little bit more into your right quads. Right knee reaches down. And then from there, you can release your right foot. Give your arms and legs a little shake out. And then from here, we'll inhale, stretch both arms up. This time, wiggle the feet a little bit wider. We'll sink down into a low squat malasana. And you can be a little higher in the shape if that feels better on the body, forearms resting on thighs. Or if it works, you can sink a little deeper, press the elbows out into the knees, and let the hips and heels be heavy. And take another inhale. And then exhale, fold, lift the hips. Uttanasana, feet can parallel with each other. And then Ardha Uttanasana, partway lift. Exhale, fold, step back, down dog. And then you can either hang out here, or if you'd like to pull forward into plank and then lower down to your belly, take a back bend, feel free to do that as well. And then from here, we'll inhale, stretch the right leg up. Exhale again, roll the hip open, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen the leg. And then exhale, knee to chest. This time we'll just step the foot down, take a quarter turn, wide-legged fold. And then we'll keep walking the hands back towards the left foot as you bend the left knee, skandasana. And again, the bend can be more shallow or deeper, depending on what feels good for the joints. And then lift the hips, walk the hands all the way over to your right foot, bending the right knee, skandasana. Take one more to each side, lifting the hips, walking the hands over to the left, and bending the left knee. And then all the way up and over to the other side, bending into the right knee. And then turning to face the front of the mat. In a lunge, we'll shift forward from here, standing split, left leg rises. And if it feels good, you could stack your left hip over your right, bend the left knee. And if you want a little bit more challenge for your balance, you could walk your hands a little closer to your standing leg, maybe even take one hand or both hands around your right ankle. Yeah, one hand feels good for me, but if you're a daredevil, feel free to take both hands. And then from there, hands can come back to the ground or blocks push off from there, rise all the way up, knee to chest, hands to sky. Woo, if you need to step out, that's okay. I just did. And then cross the lifted ankle over the standing thigh again. Hips reach back and down, figure four. And then we'll come all the way up. Hands can clasp around the left shin as you pull the shin towards you, lifting your belly and heart. And then from there, we'll find tree pose, sticking the left foot onto the right inner thigh, or maybe the inner knee, or maybe the inner calf, whatever feels more stable. And then pressing the foot and the leg into each other, kind of creating more of a lifting, gathering energy, and then reaching the arms all the way up if that feels stable or fun. And then from there, you can unstick the foot, step it all the way back, high lunge. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, take the hands down. I'll step all the way back, down dog. And if you want any variation of down dog, or if you want to move forward to a plank, take chaturanga up dog or belly cobra. Any journey you want to take is great. And then from there, we'll inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, roll the hip open, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen the leg again, and then exhale, knee to chest. Step the foot down between the hands, and then again, quarter turn, wide-legged fold. And then we'll keep walking the hands back towards the right foot, Skandasana. Again, you're welcome to stay higher with the hips or sink low. And then all the way up and over to the other side, bending into the left knee. And then up and over to the right side once more. And then all the way up and over to the left side once more. And then both hands can turn to face the top of the mat, framing the left foot. From there, we'll shift forward, standing splits. You may want blocks under your hands, or you may not. Right leg rises. You might stack your right hip over your left and bend your knee. And then again, if you're feeling like a daredevil, you can walk your hands a little closer to your standing foot. Maybe take one hand or both hands to the ankle and just see how that feels. See how your body balances. And then pushing off from the ground or blocks, lifting all the way up. Knee to chest, hands to sky. Cross the lifted ankle over the standing thigh, reach the hips back and down, figure four. And then rising upright, knee towards chest. Hands can interlace around the shin as you lift up. And then you can take right foot to either inner thigh, maybe inner knee, inner calf, or you could even take your bottom foot to a block for a more supported tree pose. So wherever you are, hug the foot and the leg into each other if you're connecting foot and leg. If your foot is on a block or on the ground, really feel the strength of your right outer hips as you open the knee a little bit more to the right. And then arms can reach up. Eyes might even lift a little bit if you want to challenge your balance a little further. And then from there, you can unstick your foot, step your foot all the way back, high lunge. Take an inhale. And then exhale, take the hands down. Step back, down dog. And then let's all pull forward, plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes, inhale, cobra. And exhale, press back to child's pose. Make sure your forehead can rest on something. Make sure that it can be a relaxed pose or shape. So if this doesn't feel like a rest, find anything else that does. Give yourself about 5 breaths. And then from here, we'll roll onto the back and take a couple rounds of bridge pose. I'm going to use a little extra padding for my back. If you would like to take a blanket under your back, you can do that. And we'll come on to the back. Take the feet to the ground, knees bent. Arms can go down by your sides, and then you can bend your elbows like a little cute little robot. And then press your feet and upper arms down. Lift your hips towards the sky. Walk the shoulder blades a little closer together. And if it feels natural to straighten the arms, you can straighten the arms. Next exhale, you can lower all the way down to your back. Take a couple breaths here. And then we'll start out the same way, bending the elbows, pressing the feet and upper arms down, lift the hips. Find something stable to do with your arms. You could straighten them if you want, hold the outer edges of the mat, maybe even interlace the hands. And then once you feel strong and sturdy, we'll lift up onto the right tippy toes. You might want to scoot your left foot a little bit more central. And then from there, you could just stay or lift your right foot towards the sky. Try to keep your hips pretty level with each other. And then set your foot back down. Same thing to the other side. Come up onto your left tippy toes. Try to keep the hips stable and level. And then maybe lift your left foot. Reach it towards the ceiling. Cool, feeling your body do all that good balancing work. And then when you're ready, set the foot back down. And then finally set your hips all the way back down. You can just rest your hands anywhere on your body. Maybe even gently press the thighs away from you as I'm doing to traction the low back a little bit. And then you can try one more bridge here, any variation you'd like. You might just return to a regular old bridge with 2 feet on the ground. You could try the balanced bridge again with 1 foot in the air at a time. Or you could just take a restorative bridge, which is where I'm going to go, for something a little more chill. Restorative bridge, as a reminder, has the block underneath the sacrum, so just lifting the hips, resting them there. If you're in restorative bridge, it can feel nice to reach the arms alongside the ears. Wherever you are, take a couple more breaths, and especially if you're in an active pose, just make sure you're still breathing well, your face can be relaxed. And coming back to a restful state whenever you're ready to. If you've been in a restorative bridge, take another breath or two there. If you're coming out of an active bridge, you can come down to constructive rest, and we'll meet you there in a moment. Constructive rest, as a reminder, has hips on the ground, feet a little bit wider than the hips, and then knees resting against each other. Take about 5 more breaths, resting wherever you are. And then from there, you can scoot your feet a little bit closer. Take the soles of the feet together, let the knees go wide. And if you want a little extra support, you can take your blocks underneath your thigh bones and support the legs so that the inner thighs are not overly stretched. If it feels good without any blocks, you can just let your legs hang here. Take about 5 breaths here and do what feels good with the arms. For me, it's feeling good to take my arms a little wider. Open up some space in the front of the chest. 5 more breaths wherever you are. And then from here, you can take your legs back together again. And then we'll take one more little outer hip stretch here. You can cross your right ankle over your left thigh. This might be enough. You could stay here, or you could bring your left knee towards you and either loop your strap or your own hands around the left leg and gently pull your left leg towards you. And then from there, you can uncross and recross the other direction. Left ankle over right thigh. And you might just stay here with right foot on the ground, or lift the foot, either loop your strap around the right leg or interlace the hands around the right leg. If your right foot is lifted, you can then pull your right leg a little towards you, gently press the left leg away. Tune back into your breath. Make sure your breath is moving slowly and deliberately. And then uncross that side. You can hug both knees in towards your chest. If it feels good, you can give a little rock right to left. Maybe even taking the hands to the feet, coming into happy baby. And then from there, you can set your feet down and settle into any shape that feels good to end your practice with. You could be in constructive rest, where I am now, with knees resting against each other. You could take the soles of the feet together and the knees apart again, if that felt nice. Or you could extend the arms and the legs out into Shavasana. Wherever you go, make sure it is a comfortable place and a good choice for you. If it feels good to close the eyes, close the eyes. Maybe even rest your hands somewhere on your body. And start to notice the balance of inhale and exhale. Perhaps encouraging the inhale and exhale to be the same in length. And then from there, if it feels good to even lengthen your exhale a little bit more, making it slightly longer than your inhale, then you can try that. Sometimes that can quiet the heart rate, slow the heart rate, and bring the energy down a little bit. Regardless of how you're breathing or the ratio or balance of inhale and exhale, see if you can focus your awareness on your breath and on what you feel right now in your body. Feel your muscles and bones rest. And invite your mind to rest as well. Be here just another minute or so. From here, when you're ready, you can gently stretch your arms up alongside your ears. Maybe reach the legs long. And then roll gently over to one side. And make your way back up to a seat. Once you're upright, you can bring both hands to rest on top of your heart. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Once more, inhale together. Exhale, sigh together. And then bowing your head down to your heart and to the hearts that surround and support you. Thank you so much for being here. May you stay grounded and balanced, and I will see you soon.